September 11 marks the anniversary commemoration of the tragic events that unfolded across America, and no other place was impacted like New York City. New York City is the capital of the world, and rightfully so. It's a melting pot of cultures, a mecca of art, business, and entertainment. Quite frankly, there's no other place like it. What I love most about New York City is the amazing architecture, inspired by the many countries that call New York City home. It creates a beautiful postcard of the city and its skyline, a gathering place where people come from all over the world to meet for business, a World Trade Center. The landscape of New York City. It has dramatically changed in the past 2 decades, where memorials are left in the shadows of tragedy. The story of 9/11 is world known. It's a story that shook the globe and was embedded into the minds of every New Yorker.
The world changed forever that day, and these memorials remind us of the void that was left in New York City.
The World Trade Center, home to the Twin Towers, an iconic monument to the city and an ambitious project to create Earth's tallest buildings. It was also an idea to house a centralized location where the world can meet for trade. The Twin Towers took their place alongside the Empire State Building to create the great skyline of New York City. With a Gothic modernist expression, tube-like structures, and narrow windows that were 18 inches wide, sunny days gave you a view that was at least 50 miles out.
An effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
Oh my God.
That looks like a second plane.
Minutes later, the second plane, the second tower. The fireball ate up the aircraft. It was a United Airlines jet from Boston, 65 people on board.
What can we say that hasn't been said, or footage that hasn't been seen, about the devastating moments that rocked the globe? Today, we have a memorial of where the tower stood, in the Memorial Museum, with remnants of the tragic events, the pieces, the faces, the sounds that bring haunting and familiar memories of all the areas that were impacted by the attacks. The Pentagon, Pennsylvania, and New York. Moments that open our eyes forever, and within minutes, reshape New York's illustrious skyline. One of the faults of the tower's collapse was a fire that broke out that would bend the steel and eventually crush the buildings. These events made us rethink design, and every architect went back to the drawing board, putting together blueprints for stronger concrete. And where does New York go from here? The city rises in memory, in spirit, to new challenges. As the slogan goes, New York strong. In place of the Twin Towers came the One World Trade Center, the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. The One World Trade Center is visible all over New York City. The One World Trade Center is the building that perfectly showcases the new New York City. The building, at over 1,700 feet, surpasses its predecessors to claim the tallest office building in the world. And throughout New York City are other memorials dedicated to those lost on 9/11. Postcards in Staten Island faces the direction of where the tower stood. Inside postcards are silhouettes of the victims and faces looking towards the towers. And what is a World Trade Center without a hub for transportation? The Port Authority Hudson Terminal played a silent and pivotal role in evacuating people onto the trains. The station was also destroyed during the moments of 9/11. But look up, at the One World Trade Center. It gives hope, life, and new direction for this glamorous city. Since September 11, the city has boomed with new design, while still giving life to some classics. And the skyline, beautiful and breathtaking as ever, as New York City will forever remain the center of the world. If you like what you see in a day, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share. If you'd like to know more about the places I've been to, please see the links below. Until next time.